let's embrace innovative volunteering.
Climate crisis in Africa is a multifaceted issue that has a significant impact on the continent's people, economy, and environment. The continent is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change to its high levels of poverty, underdevelopment, and lack of infrastructure and alternatives. Yes, we know that. And one of the main challenges faced by Africa in the face of climate change is the increasing frequency and severity of extreme weather events. These include droughts, floods, and heat waves, which can have devastating effects on agriculture and food security. As we're speaking today in East Africa, the frequency of drought has increased by 50% in the past century, leading to crop failure and food shortages for millions of people. Over 22 million people today are food impoverished. Another challenge is the rise in sea levels, which threatens to inundate low-lying areas and displace millions of people living along the coast. And in addition, Africa's unique biodiversity is at risk, with many plants and animal species facing extinction as their habitats are destroyed by climate change. Despite all these challenges, there are also opportunities. These challenges also present opportunities for Africa to address the climate crisis that it faces today. The continent has huge potential for renewable energy, such as solar and wind power, which can provide a sustainable source of energy while reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the continent that benefit Africa and the world. Africa has a large and growing youthful population, which can be a powerful force for change in the fight against climate change. Yes, because you can only go to war with the army you have. And Africa's strength and Africa's climate army is her youth. To address the climate crisis in Africa, therefore, needs silver action that can be taken by both government, the private sector, and individual citizens. When it comes to government, what should governments do as we speak today? They must develop and implement national climate policies and plans. They must invest in renewable energy and energy efficiency. They must promote sustainable, nature based action solutions that drive agricultural practices and land use practices. They must support research and development of new technologies to address the climate crisis. Not starting from scratch, but leveraging on what young people are doing in the continent. They must increase funding for adaptation measures to help vulnerable communities to cope with the effects of climate change. This must happen and must happen at a speed that is needed. When it comes to the private sector can seize opportunities and invest in renewable energy and energy efficiency, implementing sustainable business practices, partnering with government, individual citizens, NGO to support climate action will be good business for the private sector. To the private citizens, reduce energy consumption by using energy efficient appliances and reducing transportation emissions. Support nature based solutions that can drive agricultural productivity, and, of course, engage in clean energy solutions. Moving away from charcoal to fuel briquettes to biogas can create opportunities for youth and also for community. Reduce indoor pollution that kills over 700,000 Africans every year and costs 400 billion every year for Africa. The specific needs and circumstances of the continent cannot be ignored. It requires a collective effort and cooperation between all sectors, including government, private sector, and individual citizens. With a comprehensive and data-driven approaches, Africa can not only mitigate the impacts of climate change, but can also seize opportunities and become a world leader and a shining city on the hill. Let's play our part.